Hey everybody, I'm back again to make another video, and in this video I wanted to talk about this live album by the band. This is called Rock of Ages. This is released in 1972, and this is a compilation of a bunch of live concerts the band did at the Academy of Music in New York. So they had a residency there. And I think they played, I could be wrong with the number, but I think they played like 3 or 4 shows there. And it was at the end of 1971 when they played those shows, and this was recorded. And the cool thing about this is that it has a horn section. And the horn section has parts that were written by Allen Toussaint, who's the famous New Orleans arranger and piano player and songwriter, just an amazing, legendary figure in music. And he had done a couple of, or actually maybe just one or two horn arrangements for the band's previous studio album to this, which is Cahoots. But then he did a bunch of horn arrangements for this album. I think he actually did 11 songs on here. But I want to talk about this particular pressing of the album because this one is on my website right now. This is on needlemeetsvinyl.com. And this is a very, very weird and just an oddball pressing. And I would actually like to ask some of your help because I'm sure someone out there has some information on this pressing, because I've looked on the internet now and I can't find anything about this. So at first glance, this just seems like the normal Rock of Ages band pressing. Of course, I have it here in a sleeve, so you're getting a little bit of a glare there. But it's a thick cardboard sleeve that has like a 3 fold-out panel. I won't show that to you right now. I'm sure you can find that on the internet somewhere else. But what's odd about this one is the label that it's on, and I'm going to show you right now. This is, of course, a double album. And this is record 1. Get ready for this. So, this is on the Capitol green Target label, as you can see right there. And this is, by the way, in amazing shape. This is in like almost unplayed shape. And it sounds phenomenal. But here's what's weird about this. So, the green Capitol Target label, as I'm sure a lot of you out there know, this wasn't used for a long amount of time by Capitol. It was first used in 1969, and they stopped using it in 1971, from what I can read on the internet, at least. That's what it says. So, stopped using it in 1971. Here's the weird thing. This album was released in 1972, and all the pressings that I've seen for this record and the other ones that I have in my collection are on the Capitol red and purple Target label, which is like this, except it's red and purple, or it's kind of like known as like the plum label as well. And then there are some later pressings as well on just the Capitol orange label, which is also released in like the 70s. But this is an oddball because it's on this green Target label, which technically was stopped being used in 1971, but this album was released in 1972. So it's very, very odd. And I can't find any information about this online. There's no listing on Discogs for this Capitol green Target label pressing of Rock of Ages. Nothing on eBay that I could find. I just can't find anything about it. But the key thing here, so it's obviously some kind of rarity. Key thing here is that it sounds excellent. And the other weird thing is that most of the other pressings are have a mastering in the dead wax. It lets you know that it's a Sterling RL, which stands for Robert Ludwig. And of course, he's an amazing mastering engineer who did a bunch of great work. And most of the time, if you see RL in a dead wax or Robert Ludwig, that is pretty much a key for a really excellent sounding record. But this one doesn't have any type of mastering etchings in here at all. All it has is just the catalog number of the record, which is SABB-1-71045, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's no other markings on here at all, which is very, very odd. Not even a marking for like a pressing plant or anything like that. So, and that's on all 4 sides, by the way. None of them have any type of information like that. So this is a very, very weird, and I'm assuming collectible record. But besides that kind of cool aspect of this, that it's on this weird Capitol green Target label, it sounds excellent. I put it up against some other copies that I have of this that do have the Sterling RL, and this beats those copies for a number of reasons. The first and foremost, the number one reason why it beats it is this is just so dead clean that it's kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to call it mint, because obviously mint would be in a sealed record, but this is about as close to mint as you can get. It's so nice. And then the sound quality just beat the other pressings as well. It just has an extra bit of magic that I can't really describe, obviously on camera, and because of YouTube, I can't play the record on here, otherwise they'll just flag my video for copyright infringement. But it sounds really, really good, and this live album, in my opinion, is the band's best live album. Of course, they did The Last Waltz as well, which is fantastic in its own right. But I really feel like Rock of Ages is the band live album, as far as they're absolutely at the top of their game. The track listing on here is basically like a greatest hits of all the band's just best songs. You got everything on here that you would want. You got The Wait, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Stage Fright, Across the Great Divide, This Wheel's on Fire, Rag-a-Mama Rag. It's just full of all of the classic band songs that you'd want to hear. And I have to say that the version of Chest Fever on this record will blow your mind. It's amazing. There's a huge, long intro by Garth Hudson on his keyboards and his organ. And it actually has its own title on here. I think it's called, what is it called? I can't remember right now. I can tell you because it's on the other side of this record. Called The Genetic Method is what that's called. But it's basically just the intro by Garth Hudson alone on his keyboards, the intro to Chest Fever. So then once the actual song Chest Fever kicks in with the full band, it's just amazing. It's an amazing sonic experience that is worth checking out. So, Rock of Ages by the band. I'd love to know if any of you have any information on this green Target label. And by the way, I know maybe some of you out there are thinking, oh, well, maybe it's a Canadian release. This is definitely a U.S. release, because on the little text right here that goes on the outside here, it says manufactured under license from Capitol Records, Hollywood and Vine, Hollywood, California. So it's definitely a U.S. pressing. But it's an oddball for sure, because like I said, this green Target label was not used in 1972 from what I know. Now I do have a theory, and I'm sure maybe some of you have the same theory, and the theory would be that Capitol had a bunch of leftover green Target labels already printed up, and they wanted to just use them all. And so on early pressings of this album, they used as many as they could. And that's just how it ended up being on here like this. But what that does say to me, though, is that this pressing is a very early pressing, because obviously after 1971, apparently they didn't use any of the green Target labels, but they did on this 1972 release. So just kind of an oddball, but anyway, just a short video today. I wanted to talk about this kind of cool, weird bit of a oddity here with this Rock of Ages album. But go check it out on the website, neilmeetsvinyl.com. And by the way, little teaser here, sneak peek. Stay tuned for this amazing copy of the Beatles' Revolver. This is a German stereo pressing of Revolver. I'm not going to show you the label yet, but I'm going to tease this. It's going to be on the website very soon, so stay tuned, all you Beatlemaniacs, because it's coming. So that's it for now, and talk to you later. Bye.